vexillology is sometimes a bit stupid. Oh no. What's happening? Why is he saying this? Well, not all of it. Just a teeny tiny part. It's alright, peeps. He didn't mean it. Okay. You better not. A while ago, made a video about the flag of Ukraine, and as I'm researching, I'm encountering the same story again and again. The flag of Ukraine symbolizes the blue sky over a yellow grain field. Sounds nice, right? Not to me. In fact, it's annoying me so darn much. Why? Because best case, the story's unproven, worst case, it's completely made up. At first glance, it makes perfect sense. Ukraine has Exhibit A sky, and produces Exhibit B, lots of grain. However, making sense is not a super helpful criterion for determining whether something's true or not. For that, one needs facts. And not like, I hear Snakey from Block 9's been saying, but proper evidence that, when designing or deciding on the Ukrainian flag, the blue-yellow stripes have been chosen to specifically symbolize sky and grain field. And just that evidence is nowhere to be found. Then again, I'm obviously a bit limited in my research, since I don't speak even a lick of Ukrainian. Hello friend, mind helping me with something? Not? No worries. Still, I've used German, English and Google Translate as best I could to somehow find a properly documented source on the sky field theory. Unsuccessfully. What is proven, on the other hand, the coat of arms of a 14th century ruler of today's western Ukraine is blue-yellow, the coat of arms of the Voivodeship Ruthenia 1506 is blue-yellow, and the coat of arms of Lviv 1848, origin of the Ukrainian national movement, is blue-yellow as well. There's no piece of paper saying that's why we picked the flag colors, thanks, enjoy your meal, but as far as theories are concerned, it's way more likely for a group of independence fighters to build on other symbols already influential within the region for centuries, as was the case with their coat of arms and countless other national flags, than making up some arbitrary new symbolism right on the spot, simply because nothing says Ukraine like blue sky and grain field. Where else you gonna get that? Additionally, this whole sky field idea only works when blue's on top, since sky, as you may know, not only blue, but also up. But for the first 70 years from the flag's inception to the first independent Ukrainian state, it wasn't settled at all whether the flag is blue-yellow or yellow-blue. Both versions were used. And still, all you hear is flag of Ukraine, blue sky and grain field. Why? Why would you claim such a thing when there's no evidence supporting it? Because it's a good story. A simple, easily relatable story you can tell a preschooler without exposing them to so much intellectual strain they puke all over the play corner. Compared to that, the much more likely story, the colors have hundreds of years of tradition in Western Ukraine, but don't symbolize anything all that concrete, is pretty darn lame. A thing like that happening with one flag, well, what can you do? Only, such flag myths made up way after the fact are innumerable. If you, for example, really believe that Austria's flag is red, white, red because medieval Duke Leo V offed a bunch of infidels at the Crusades, hence full of cherry syrup, and only clean spot the line where his belt used to sit, don't know what to tell you, friend. And there's 1,000 other stories like that, not even only one per flag. For the Ukrainian flag alone, it's claimed blue not only sky, but also Dnipro, hope, spirituality, better future, freedom and longing for peace. Yellow on the other hand, not only grain field, but also golden church domes, warmth, hospitality and sunlight. All of that the Ukrainian flag is supposed to symbolize. 2 simple stripes of color. Well, generally that's no big deal. A flag is created, the exact reason for its design is lost, so people start making up their own meanings. Some fitting, others less so. All good. Problem arises when these post-hoc mythologizations are sold as facts. Wrong information is wrong, but if you repeat it over and over so everyone's heard of it and sorta kinda already believes it, an important truth is concealed. With lots of flags, there's so much we don't know. Take the Ukrainian colors once again. Likely originate from the coat of arms of a 14th century ruler. Good, but here's the question. Where did he get them from? Is there a story behind it? Did he randomly stumble upon them? Were they his favorite colors? Or do they possibly even represent sky and field? How am I supposed to know? There's always an interesting story behind a flag, but at some point, the tracks fade away, and when you're at the end of the path, the right thing to do, instead of just making up anything that sounds good, is to simply say, I don't know. But if you ask me, Flag meaning's actually not all that important. Primary job of a flag is clearly communicating a fuzzy idea like a country, town or community. When this flag pops up, first thing coming to my mind is, Brazil. Not what do the colors mean, what's with those stars, and which historic predecessors is it based on. Not uninteresting obviously, but to recognize the flag, I don't have to know these things. Does a flag have some special centuries-old symbolism connecting it to a time long gone? Great. Does it not? Fine too. Loads of people have no idea what their country flag's supposed to symbolize, and still they recognize it and utilize it. A country flag already means something simply because it represents a country. The story behind it is only a bit of whipped cream on top.